Good morning, everyone. So this is not going to be an easy video for a lot of people in my tribe to hear because they're going to be like, no, Phil, you need to encourage these people to hang in there. But I need to share this message anyway because I've been speaking to a lot of people who have been approaching me and saying, I'm really struggling with a decision right now. I really don't want to get the hot. I call it the hot. I really don't want to get the hot, but I'm going to get fired at my job if I don't, and I really need to stay at that job. That's how I make my living. And this one girl approached me the other night and said to me that she's been really standing up for freedom, because you need to keep in mind that people like me and people like my tribe on Instagram, we're not anti anything. It's not about being anti anything. It's about being pro-choice, pro-voice, pro-freedom. That's the entire principle of what we're standing up for. We're not anti. If I was anti what you're doing, I wouldn't be respecting your choice. Does that make sense? Okay. So this girl approached me and said, I don't know what to do. And I looked at her and I said, is a lot of the pressure that you're feeling coming from potentially disappointing the people that you've been standing up with? And she said yes. And I said, if you were to crop all those people out and they didn't exist, and you just did what was right for you, what would you do? And she said, I would get it. And so I said to her, then that's the decision you might need to make. Because at the end of the day, who gives a fuck what people think about you? This is what we need to start understanding, especially in the spiritual community. You are not practicing sovereignty when you are doing things just to belong to a group. It's like if I said to you, hey guys, I'm vegan, and then 5 months down the road, I'm craving ice cream and I'm afraid to have the ice cream because I'm afraid to be judged by vegans. That wouldn't be me standing in my sovereignty. That makes no sense. This life is about truly finding your own voice, truly sticking to your own guns, following your own truth. It's not about others, it's about you. And she started crying. She's like, I felt it was okay to get it, but I didn't want to disappoint people. And then, of course, I had to play devil's advocate because I would never want to encourage someone to do something if it goes against their higher self or their soul. So I said to her, look around. She was a waitress at a restaurant. I said, look around. You're single, aren't you? She said, yeah, I'm single. I said, if you had a boyfriend right now, the love of your life, would you still be at this job? Or would you say, screw you guys, I'm not getting the damn thing, I'm out? And she said that. I wouldn't stay at the job. And so I said to her, that's something you need to look at then. Because a lot of times we base our decisions on lack, meaning maybe we're afraid that God won't provide for us financially, so we stay at a job and we do things we don't want to do because we're afraid that we won't have money. Or we stay at a job because we haven't met the love of our life yet. So when she said to me, I would definitely not be here if I met the love of my life, I said to her, you need to start living as if you're on the highest timeline that you can envision for yourself. Because if in fact you did meet the love of your life right now and you wouldn't get the thing, that lets me know that the decision that you're about to make could potentially stem from a place of lack, meaning you're trying to fill a void or you're trying to bypass a greater lesson. What we need to understand, you guys, is that the soul is going to require us to be patient sometimes. The universe has a lot in store for you, but we have to really hang in there. But if you're watching this right now and you've been grappling with this decision, My simple message is fuck what other people think. You don't owe anyone anything in this world. If you feel calm at the prospect of getting the hot, then get the hot. But also ask yourself, are you on your highest timeline right now? What does your highest timeline look like? Would you get the hot if you embarked upon that highest timeline now? If the answer is no, then you're going to have to investigate further as to why it is that you're making that decision. Because usually there's a limiting belief associated to it. Never do something for others. This is about coming into your own sovereignty. If you're not operating from your own sovereignty, in other words, if you say, Phil, what should I do? And I tell you what to do and you go do it, that's not sovereignty. Sovereignty is using your own discernment so that you can get in touch with your soul and follow your soul's frequency. It's about following your soul's frequency. And do I think that these decisions in the end count? Do they matter? Absolutely. I believe that our soul retains everything that we do from a soul level in this life. In other words, if you're a great basketball player, if you've developed the skill of singing, everything that you develop in concert with your spirit etches into your spiritual DNA. All of it. So a lot of people say, how do you have such a knowing, Phil? I believe I have a knowing because I've been this guy many lifetimes. I believe I have a knowing. Having a knowing doesn't mean I know it all. I'm still a student, but I have an inherent knowing. And I believe that that stuff is earned over the course of many lifetimes when you are living in your truth. So do I think that these decisions matter? Absolutely. If you think that spiritual teachers, if you believe spiritual teachers who are like, you are God, nothing matters, that's not true. What matters most is you follow your soul in this life. And when you follow your soul, you advance your soul. Your soul accumulates more wisdom, and it's wisdom that is yours for life. You cannot undo it. It's yours for every life you're going to have. I love you guys.